Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, Shalom, brothers and sisters out there. All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Welcome to another lesson. This one is entitled Stars Falling, Tina Turner, Pele, and Harry Belafonte. All right, and these are recent deaths in the entertainment world, in the world of the celebrities and stars, if you want to call them that. And also, football great Jim Brown just passed away too, but I didn't include him in this lesson. I kind of forgot, but I get around to getting, doing a report on that, Lord willing, on him passing away. But it take a little bit of research. You have to, find these videos and these clips and whatnot to give out the information. So anyway, you may say, what's this got to do with me? What's this got to do with prophecy, which is a different kind of lesson, but partly you have to look at the curses, right? You look at the curses in Deuteronomy, and all of these people were Israelites, okay, from their respective tribes. We believe Tina Turner was from the tribe of Judah. Pele was more than likely from the tribe of Asher, being from Brazil, and Harry Belafonte being from the islands. He was more than likely a Benjamite. Anyway, and that's up for debate, but it doesn't matter. Not a debate is in a debate, but a person may say, well, I don't believe it. I think that, whatever. It doesn't matter. We know all three were Israelites because they had flavor. Now this is Matthew 5:13. It says, "Ye are the salt of the earth," and we know that's a very important thing. That Jacob is the salt of the whole earth. We bring light to everything that we do, and even though they were of the world, they were three of the best at their crafts. Now it says, "Ye are the salt of the earth," but if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing but to be cast out and be trodden under foot of men. And like I said, these three individuals were, they belong to the world. I believe at death, I'm gonna try to remember. Harry Belafonte was worth, or his net worth was 30 million. Tina Turner's net worth was 250 million at death, and Pele's net worth was 100 million. Okay, so you do the math. All right. So let's also get a couple other scriptures here. This is Jeremiah chapter 10. In verse 16, it says, "The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things." Right. When you look at everything, Jacob make everything better. Right. He won 3 World Cups. That's unheard of. Pele won 3 World Cups. Tina Turner had she was inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. Once with Ike and Tina, another as a solo artist. And while we don't agree with everything these people did or whatever, it's part of the gospel. Seeing Jake, come over here and still be great, even though they were the children of the captivity. Harry Belafonte, he was involved in the civil rights stuff, but he was also an actor and a singer. Let's keep going. So they all had talent, of course. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. And in Isaiah, Jeremiah 51:19 says the exact same thing. It says, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. And as you hear the apostles go into time and again, nobody got talent like Jacob. Nobody. Doesn't matter who they are. There's no other people that's got talent like Jake. And Jake short for Jacob, which means a person from the nation of Israel, an Israelite. This is GMS Western North Carolina, which is the brother Gabar Adama. Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and of a good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them, for the Lord thy power, he it is that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee nor forsake thee. And we look at that in our times now. And this just goes to show you these people passing away that no matter what, no matter how you get up in fame or whatever, you can't escape the Lord. Right? Now, neither one of these people suffered a terrible judgment in their death. I think Tina Turner died when she had some kidney complications and cancer and whatnot, which is terrible. But you got to think she was already up in her 80s, lived a full age. Pele, I think, was 86, 82, somewhere around there. And he died. I think he had some health problems as well. Harry Belafonte, same thing, but shit, he was 96. And they lived the majority of their lives, in fame and wealth. So, they belong to the world, right? Let's get that scripture. Let me bring it up. Let's see. Just to show you real quick, before we get that scripture. Just to look them up. And a lot of you might not be familiar with Pele, but we got a little bit of news footage we can go into, and they'll give you a little bit of history on it, which is quite interesting. So right here, this is the brother Pele. Around 100 million is his net worth. Right at the time of his death, Pele's net worth was around $100 million, according to Celebrity Net Worth. But most of his money was made after he retired from football. Now the world calls football what we call soccer. They call it football. And the dude won 3 World Cups, and also too, you see them certain soccer jerseys and certain paraphernalia that's Pele named after him. And see, you see a lot of white people in other nations playing soccer, but Jake don't. You don't see a whole lot of Jakes in it, but shit, he was one of the ones that made it famous. Salt of the earth. Let's get Tina Turner right here. Right here. The Queen of Rock and Roll died aged 83 on May 24th. Tina Turner amassed a staggering net worth throughout her impressive career before her shocking death on May 24 at the age of 83. The What's Love Got to Do with This single was worth $250 million, according to multiple net worth calculators. And that's shit, that's more than a lot of these whack ass singers and rappers and entertainers now. They ain't got $250 million. Most of your favorite celebrities don't have $250 million. They ain't worth their net worth is not that much. You see? Let's also get Harry Belafonte. Harry Belafonte was rubbing elbows with Martin Luther King. So this is Harry Belafonte net worth. It says Harry Belafonte had an estimated net worth of $30 million at the time of his death on April 25th, 2023, according to Celebrity Net Worth. Just wanted to offer that. And let's get so no matter how much money individuals have or their worth, you got to be rich towards the Lord. Let's get it right now. All right. This is the most important thing to be involved in what we're doing. All right. All right, here we go. This is Luke 12 and verse. We'll start at verse 15. And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth. Right. Just like we constantly go into these lessons when they deal with these celebrities or people of the world, when they come to these jakes in the world, they all they want to do is get rich. You got to beware of covetousness. Covetousness, though, it's going to tell you why. He gave a parable, and he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But the Most High said unto him, thou fool, this night shall thy soul be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich toward the Most High. And of these three people, you can't say any of them. Oh, you know what, Salaki, I had the wrong doggone the wrong window opened up. I'll go back and show it. That. All right. So we'll read it again, and we'll actually get it. Let's get it in the Good News translation instead. Let's do that. Let's drop that, and we'll read that in the Good News translation, Luke 12. And I will also read from the brother Azanamoth. Azanamoth, 1 Thessalonians 5 and 5. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of night nor of darkness. Right? We're in the light, the light of the truth. Right? Okay, but we'll read it again. Come on now. There it is. GMS Western North Carolina, Matthew 5:14. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Now, Yahushua was talking to his disciples, which today would trickle down to who? The elect, or the light of the world. So let's go here to the Good News translation. This is Luke. Let's bring it up. Luke 12. Luke 12 and verse 15. And he went on to say to them all, this is the Good News translation, watch out and guard yourselves from every kind of greed. Hold on here. Pop up. And he went on to say to them all, watch out and guard yourselves from every kind of greed, because your true life is not made up of the things you own, no matter how rich you may be. Then Yahushua told them this parable. There was once a rich man who had land which bore good crops. He began to think to himself, I don't have a place to keep all my crops. What can I do? This is what I will do, he told himself. I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones where I will store the grain and all my other goods. Then I will say to myself, lucky man, you have all the good things you need for many years. Take life easy, eat, drink, and enjoy yourself. But the Most High said to him, you fool, this very night you will have to give up your life. Then who will get all these things you have kept for yourself? And Yahushua concluded, this is how it is for those who pile up riches for themselves, but are not rich in the Most High's sight. Woo-woo. And then, that's a scary thought, because what we strive to do is be what? To hear those words, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Okay. And, like this brother said, a lot of us felt that way. Honestly, I really don't like soccer, but Jake is always the one is better. Also, there's a lot of so-called racism in soccer, talk about monkeys and all kind of things. Yeah, and there was recently something like that in the news. Some soccer players was getting called, all these names or whatever, but it doesn't matter. It's just like in those Olympics when Jesse Owens went in and, whatever sports they try to make white sports, Jake will always come and prevail. But, particularly just the whole thing with the Israelites and this guy being in poverty, Pele being in poverty, that, interesting story. But also too, to show Jake that
And there's nothing holding.
a lot of people talk shit about the 12 tribes sign and say, oh, how it's because they don't know what they we scattered all over the earth. And Pele was definitely an Israelite. Let me just go ahead and go to it here. This is a commercial right now. I'm going to mute that, let that play. And then we'll get the video. All these damn commercials. All right, so here we go. Check this out.
Breaking news, Brazilian soccer legend Pele has died at age 82 after a year-long fight against cancer. Just last week, Pele's loved ones rushed to his bedside in Brazil as his condition appeared to worsen. NBC's Sam Brock has a look back at his life and legacy.
It's called the beautiful game, the name bestowed on soccer by its greatest player, Pele, a man who made the impossible look effortless. Born into poverty in Sao Paulo, Brazil in 1940, Edson Arantes do Nascimento dominated the schoolyard where he picked up the nickname Pele. In 1950, he watched his father cry after Brazil's World Cup loss to Uruguay.
Then I told him, Father, no, don't worry, I'm going to win one World Cup for you.
Pele made good on that promise. In 1958, at just 17, he burst onto the world stage, becoming the youngest player to score a goal in a FIFA World Cup match. Brazil went on to claim the cup, the country's first ever, and later 2 more with Pele as their star, making him the only player to win 3 World Cup titles in the sport's history. The major European football clubs tried recruiting him, but Pele, also nicknamed the King by commentators, stayed loyal 19 years with his Brazilian team, Santos. Pele also became the world's most highly paid athlete, recognized everywhere. Few Americans at the time knew any professional soccer players. Thrilled when he signed with the New York Cosmos in 1975 before finally calling it quits.
I feel very, very, very sorry because I love soccer. And it's like a part of my life I lost.
Off the field, Pele grew into one of the most well-known celebrities on the planet. A pitchman.
Eu sempre levo comigo o cartão da American Express.
A frequent White House guest. His life story on the big screen. And a role in Escape to Victory with Sylvester Stallone and Michael Caine.
After giving me ball, here I do these, go.
The artist Andy Warhol famously quipped, "Everyone will be world famous for 15 minutes, but after meeting and painting Pele, he revised his statement. Pele will have 15 centuries of fame."
I love the people love me.
In his later years, he served as a UN ambassador and a champion of both the poor and the environment, but always remained beloved as simply Pele, the greatest soccer player ever. Sam Brock, NBC News.
Our hearts are with the family of Pele as they are now mourning the loss of him. And our thanks, of course, to Sam Brock for that report.
So you see that? Greatest soccer player to ever live is what they're calling him. See? And you don't become that just being a regular person. You got to be an Israelite to get that kind of status. Let's get another one. Let's get one here from they're gonna play this one from Inside Edition. Let's try this one. We're gonna bring it up. Yeah, so Pele, he revolutionized the game, how it was played and all of that. Just give it a second here. We wait for the commercial to go by. All right, check it out.
Icon Pele has Brazilian soccer icon Pele has died. The legendary footballer had been battling health issues for more than a year. Pele, who was born Edson Arantes do Nascimento, is considered one of the greatest players of all time. Born in poverty outside Sao Paulo, Pele was determined to be successful. In his 2014 bestseller, Why Soccer Matters, he explained that he and his friends were so poor they had to tie socks together to make a soccer ball. Talent and hard work paid off. At 15, he started playing professional soccer with his favorite club, Santos. Pele made his mark on the world stage while still a teenager when he represented Brazil at the 1958 World Cup. The 3-time World Cup winner also dominated with club teams for nearly 2 decades. In 1975, he moved to New York City to play with the New York Cosmos in the North American Soccer League. In his 2 seasons with the Cosmos, he helped popularize what he called the beautiful game in the U.S. before retiring for good in 1977. In his retirement, he was an ambassador for the sport. Pele was married 3 times, most recently in 2016. He is survived by his widow and 6 children from previous relationships and marriages. Pele was 82 years old.
Three World Cups, right? Died worth $100 million still. name in the history books, records, in goals. I'm trying to find it. There's a video I watched. Yeah, this is it right here. I believe. Let's we'll play one more here. Check it out before we mute it. Let's see here.
Iconic
Yeah, this is it. Stay tuned.
Loss of a legend, Pele, the Brazilian soccer star considered one of the greatest athletes of the 20th century. His passion and exuberant play paving the way for America's love of the beautiful game. Matt Rivers is here with more on that. Matt is a longtime soccer player and fan. I mean, this one hurts. He's just touched the world.
Absolutely. It is really hard to overstate the impact that Pele had on the game of soccer around the world. The all-time great, set to be buried in Brazil early next week after what was an extraordinary life.
Here comes Pele.
This morning, the sports world united in grief as it mourns Pele, a man many consider the greatest soccer player of all time. The Brazilian soccer legend passed away in a Sao Paulo hospital at the age of 82. Pele, battling colon cancer, had been hospitalized since late November, his daughter announcing his death on social media, writing, "Everything we are is thanks to you. We love you infinitely. Rest in peace." Born Edson Arantes do Nascimento in 1940, he grew up in poverty, in part honing his skills by kicking a rolled-up sock stuffed with rags.
Pele, number 10, always the master and the scorer of goal number 3.
Making his World Cup debut as a 17-year-old in 1958, Brazil's victory there rocketing him to global stardom.
Pele, overcome by the excitement of it all.
He would go on to win 3 World Cups in all, the only player in history to do so. For the next 2 decades, Pele mesmerized fans around the globe with his dazzling display of skill. Play after play, his fluid style and graceful footwork made him the face of the beautiful game, and Brazil's yellow jersey one of the most iconic uniforms in sports.
Football always was the best promoter of Brazil, no? Always put Brazil in the top.
Pele came out of retirement in 1975 to join the New York Cosmos, helping to popularize the sport in the U.S.
It showed exactly the global appeal of soccer and how it can be brought to and delivered to a U.S. audience. He really set the bar at a very high standard that I'm not sure anybody has eclipsed yet.
Tributes for the man known as the King of Soccer pouring in. President Biden writing, "Pele's rise from humble beginnings to soccer legend is a story of what is possible." And Brazilian superstar Neymar, who wears Pele's number 10, posting, "He's gone, but his magic remains. Pele is forever." And overnight, another great number 10 paying tribute, Argentinian and recent World Cup winner Lionel Messi, writing on Instagram, "Rest in peace." Guys.
Oh, what a legend. And I know, Whit, you just were so moved by this.
Just an ambassador of the sport and of peace and of love, and really carry that message around the globe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, they're going to always put that message in there, trying to, that we are the world aspect of it. We can't stop them from doing that. But hey, it's what it is. So understand this, brothers and sisters out there. So Pele, you look at him, you see how he played, see who he was. He was an Israelite down in Brazil. A lot of Jakes, how you going to say the Brazilians is Israelites? Look at it. We're scattered into every nation under heaven. Can my brother Deuteronomy 28:64? You know what? I got it up already. Let me go ahead and try to read it. Well, let's say what was Pele doing in Brazil? He was in captivity in Brazil. See, the Lord told us he would be a small sanctuary to us in the places we will go in captivity. But what was he doing? Sowing other Israelites. And it doesn't matter what woman Pele got with. The seed goes forth through the man. So let's say Pele got with a white lady, a white Brazilian lady. Then what was going to happen? Israelites was going to come out right after his seed. And if you see Pele down there, he was one of millions and billions down there in Brazil. And it's the same way in the other countries. Now, Jake will say, well, he an Afro-Brazilian. What if he didn't have an Afro? Let's say his hair was, a different texture. It's got nothing to do with that shit. It's got nothing to do with melanin. It's got nothing to do with none of that shit. He's an Israelite from seed. And his seed is going to go forth through whatever woman he be with. And he's going to bring forth more Israelites. That's all he's going to do. And he was from, like he was born in Sao Paulo, Brazil. This is Bayan Yasharala, Genesis 25:23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. This is Jacob and Esau. And the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. So guess what? It's your world, Esau, but we still dominate all sports. We dominate damn near everything, and we help you make money. Your lot was to rule the world in this time, the first earth age. Your portion is here now, the Roman Empire. But guess what? You're gonna give it up. You're gonna vomit up them riches. This is Alayah, Numbers 118, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees. And you look at the word pedigree, it's the Hebrew word yalad, which goes into lineage. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. And a lot of Israelites got a problem with that. You thinking both your parents got to be Israelites, or the seed go according to the woman? No, it doesn't. It goes according to the man. And you can't do nothing different. There's nothing you can do about that. It's a foolproof plan. The way that the Lord will always bring forth every seed after its kind. He established that from the beginning. You plant apple seeds, you get apples. Right? Orange seeds, you get oranges. Grapes, same thing, whatever. So Israelite men with their seed bring forth more Israelites, regardless of how it look on the outside. If you take apple seeds and you plant it in red dirt, brown dirt, whatever kind of sand, if it could grow, it's going to grow back the same thing that it was. Deuteronomy 28:64, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. We everywhere, all over the earth, from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So we are among all nations, among all different people. And Pele was he was no different. He ain't no different than us. We just got in this part of the captivity. We in America. We got brothers in London. They in London, that part of the captivity. Pele was over the Spanish speaking captivity. Right, the damn conquistadors and them devils down there, they come out speaking the language after them. When you look at the Haitians, the Levites, they come forward speaking French because what? The French Edomites was their captors, and they came back speaking that language. And you got that everywhere. We got brothers in Holland, Germany. It's the same thing. We everywhere in captivity. I'm gonna go and bring up some of this history so I can play these other videos. So we're gonna move on. Let's go to Harry Belafonte now. If I can get it to come up, doggone, this thing went back too far. Okay. So we're gonna look at a few videos dealing with Belafonte. Let's see here first. I want to get we'll get this one first from Entertainment Tonight. Just hold on.
We're eating soft food that doesn't require you.
All right, so we'll let the commercial go by and then we'll set this thing up to play. Just hold on here. Few clicks. Here we go. So listen in, brothers.
It's turned out to be a great life.
Daylight come and me want go home.
I look at what I have as a gift.
Singer, actor, activist, Harry Belafonte told E.T. he wanted to use his fame to make a difference.
I've considered myself very fortunate. My family, my wife, my experiences with Dr. Martin Luther King, the way the public has supported me all through the years for the work that I've done as an artist. In my lifetime, I was born in 1927, so I was a Depression baby. I watched us go through the Second World War. I was in the United States Navy during that war.
After working as a janitor's assistant, Harry's success in music led to Broadway.
But I'm sad to say I'm on my way.
TV appearances and groundbreaking movies like Carmen Jones and Island in the Sun.
As long as you're looking for something real, you're not lost.
Belafonte's music had its biggest audience in the movie Beetlejuice. In the dinner scene and at the end, when Winona Ryder flies and dances. But no doubt, these were Belafonte's proudest moments.
Amen. Amen.
Working tirelessly for civil rights, organizing marches, donating money, and inspiring activists.
Great day. And there are millions on the way. We saw the injustices of our day and we stepped to the table. I have a moral obligation to do what one can do to make a difference.
This is behind-the-scenes footage of one of Belafonte's final roles, where art imitated life. Harry played civil rights leader Jerome Taylor in the movie Black Klansman.
That's why we're here today in the name of Black Power.
You still look and act very young. What is your secret?
Aggravation.
With who and what?
Life.
Harry was married 3 times and had 4 children, including the actress Sherry Belafonte. His lifelong fight for justice was honored by his peers in 2014 when he received the Jean Hirschholt Humanitarian Award.
I really wish I could be around for the rest of this century to see what Hollywood does with the rest of the century. Well, for me, it doesn't get any better than this. My peers have stepped to the plate and said, job well done. And I think that alone was worth the whole journey.
In 2021, the French ambassador to the U.S. awarded Belafonte the title of Knight of the Legion of Honor. The following year, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Harry, who did not attend, was given the Early Influence Award. Producers acknowledged that he was not a rock and roll singer, but delivered the anger and agitation that, at its best, are what rock and roll promises.
He was able to do something for us that not only our race benefited from, but the whole world benefited from and continues to benefit from today.
Eli, come and me want home.
So you can see right there, and like the brother said, yeah, he sold out, definitely. See all that pro-black shit, them civil rights guys. He was there with Martin Luther King, but what did you notice? He was married 3 times, and by my count, 2 of his wives was white ladies. That would be the blackest niggas. Blacker than black, y'all. And against white got his white girl, but it's all good. He was still a Jake, incredible talent. But hey, at the end of the day, number 1, he was under the curses, and number 2, he was of the world. Let's get that. With all these people that we mentioned, even though we may, admire something about them, but they're still of the world. And that's why the people, you see the way them news people and them other celebrities was all fawning over him, because he's of the world, or was. He was of the world, and he did sell out. Now I'm gonna show another couple of clips on him, but first let's read this. This is 1 John 4:4. It says, "Ye are of the Most High, little children, and have overcome them." Talking about the spirit of Antichrist, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. They are of the world, the Antichrist spirit, and also these people that are in the world. You ain't heard him say nothing about the Israelites ever. You can't find any video anywhere where Harry Belafonte, Pele, or Tina Turner said anything about the Israelites. But that's okay. This is our lot. Their lot was to do what they're doing. Our lot is to do what we're doing. We're the ones that's going to teach the truth. That's our job. They are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them. They're friends of the world. We are of the Most High. He that knoweth the Most High heareth us. He that is not of the Most High heareth not us. Hereby we know the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. Now, this whole thing was talk about, the Antichrist spirit versus those that teach, but I'm using it for they are of the world. And where are they not of the world? Yes, they are. And he's, one of those strong black, everything has got to be black or white, with them. Which you can't be a part of Hollywood. You can't assimilate into that world without some level of selling out. And that's just all it is to it. And that whole civil rights movement, that whole NAACP and all that shit was set up by so-called white people anyway. But that's neither here nor there. Now I got here. I want to play another one of his, another clip dealing with Harry Belafonte. This we'll get this one from CBS News, I believe.
There's nothing.
So we'll mute this and let the commercial play. Then we'll play the video. Just hold on here.
Or Harry Belafonte says his cause of death was congestive heart failure. He was such an incredible. I had the wonderful.
Salakia, that ain't the one I want. And literally, I had to sit here and watch a lot of these videos a day, before doing the lesson, basically researching and whatnot. I don't think that's the one I wanted. Let's see here what I can find. There was another battle video. Well, anyway, what I wanted to speak on was he did a movie. This is one of the neat things about what I remember about Harry Belafonte. He did this movie called White Man's Burden. We'll bring up a clip or two. He did, he was a good actor in the movies. Now I enjoyed his movies. He did a movie called White Man's Burden. If you get an opportunity, look it up. White Man's Burden. You can probably see it for free. It was him and John Travolta was the main stars. But in this movie, the neat thing was everything was switched around. The so-called black people was in wealth and power, and the so-called white people was struggling and had jobs and whatnot. We'll watch a couple of clips of it. Here's the first one right here. Check this out. This is on like 1 minute and 52 seconds. This is from White Man's Burden.
I would like to propose a toast to my beautiful wife's great generosity of spirit and all the good work for children she's dedicated herself to, but mostly to the fact that she has patiently endured me for so long. To Megan.
Thank you, darling. And to all of you and your support. Thad's being co-chair has made an enormous difference. We just found out that if we complete the wing on time, the city will float upon it.
Mrs. Thomas, you're sounding more and more like that.
I take it as a compliment.
That's not a gift, Megan. That's a curse. Whatever the deal is, Thad's not about to lose a dime. Just look at the Chadway Shopping Center.
What are you talking about? I took a huge loss on that. 18 months and $6 million to build, and then 3 months later, they burned it to the ground. Now, what do you call that?
A housewarming?
Oh, stop. Thad, what about all those poor people? Obviously, they're the ones who really lost.
What's obvious, my darling, is that there's something inherently wrong when the people historically and repeatedly burn out of their community.
Next time, would you like them to switch community?
Wait a minute. Oh, listen, inherently wrong. What does that mean? What, are we politely talking genetics now?
I'm not politely talking anything. White people are genetically inferior, or they're culturally crippled, or they're socially deprived. All those arguments mean absolutely nothing. The bottom line is a very simple question. Are these the people who are beyond being helped?
So you heard that. See, in that scene, everybody was the roles was all switched around. See, when you read the comment board, you have Jake on the comment board saying shit and Esau on there saying shit too. And I think this might be another clip. Let's see. On the comment board, somebody was saying it was talking about this is gonna come to pass. And the white people was like, oh, let's hope not. And all the Jakes was like, hell yeah, it's gonna come to pass. But let's see, there's one more I'm gonna play. This is White Man's Burden part 2. And there's, you can probably see the movie in its whole, totality, but they also got it split up in certain parts too. It says right here, a film about societal race reversal in America, starring John Travolta and Harry Belafonte. Let's see if we can look in at it. So Lakia, somebody was on the comment. I'm trying to read some of these comments. Uh, yeah, look right here. Hold on before we go on. If you look right here on the comment board, Benjamin Tribe, the future of the heathen will be serving the Israelites as servants and handmaids. This is future biblical prophecy. See Jake on the comment board. That was 2 years ago. That was put up. See what somebody else said. Also, LOL, many think they are the real Hebrew Israelites, but who knows? I think it's probably a trap to think we're a real Hebrew Israelite. That's a 2/3 nigga saying that. Daniel Crowley said, about time somebody understands scripture about so-called blacks. We are biblical Israelites suffering the curses of Deuteronomy 28:15 through 68. And this dude said, Khan, Shalom. See? Humble servant says, truth. Hashtag Khan. Can't wait. Slim Pickens says, this will happen. However, I doubt we will see this in our lifetime. Yeah, you a Yah Israelite that would say that. No nuts. Perhaps within the next 2 centuries for sure. He put that up 2 weeks ago. And of course, he don't watch no videos from no camps. You know what I mean? He just a low level, low level nut hugging Israelite. Fringe wearer with no faith. But just so you can see the climate of that, people know. Now I'm only gonna play a portion of this because this is on like 14 minutes, 15 minutes long. I'm only gonna play about a few minutes of it just so you can get the climate of it. But if you remember from the dinner scene, this dude was at the table with Harry Belafonte eating dinner. But check out what's said in this clip.
Look, I don't think things are gonna work out for you here.
What do you mean not work out for me here?
I can't keep you on anymore.
Oh, well, hold on, man. You firing me? You can't do that, Lionel. Look, man, if you don't want me to have a foreman job, I understand, but I need my fucking job, man.
I still think in the long run, it's probably best for everyone.
Well, what? A minute ago, you just said that you like my work.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with your work.
Well, then what does it have to do with?
Denise, you want to send that fax for me?
Look, man, oh man. Look, what is it? Is it my attitude? Am I asking for a promotion? It's too uppity? Well, then what?
Look, Pinnock, I do not want a peeping Tom working in my factory.
Oh, what?
He saw you at his house looking at his wife.
Who saw me?
Thaddeus Thomas saw you peeping at his wife.
Oh, no, man. No. Look. I went up to the house. I delivered a package, and the fucking window was open. I looked in. I need to talk to Mr. Thomas. This is Louis Pinnock.
Will he know what this is about?
Well, tell him that I just lost my job at the factory, and I need to talk to him. It's important.
All right. Wait just a minute, please.
Absolutely not. It'll be favored nations clause for everybody. Look, when these companies start talking to one another, and they will, this whole thing could fall apart if we're not just straight ahead.
Excuse me, Mr. Thomas.
Notice that his servant is white. It's a white lady. That's the housekeeper. She was serving him at the table. See all the important people in this movie. They Jakes. And the people on the bottom are Edomites. And this movie was made back in what, 95? See? Right here. A film about societal race reversal in America, starring John Travolta and Harry Belafonte. So you can see, this dude, he was socially aware of what's going on.
Look, I don't get involved in these matters. Just tell whoever it is that there's nothing I can do to help with.
Are you still there?
Yeah, what did he say?
He said he's sorry, but he can't help you.
No, you got to ask him again. Just tell him that I got to talk to him. That's important.
I don't think I can do this in a meeting. And he sounded sure.
No, just tell him 2 minutes of his time. That's all. All he's got to do is talk to me for 2 minutes.
I'm sorry.
Well, can't you just do that for me? Can't you just ask him again that he can talk? All right, just tell him that Mr. Pinnock needs to talk to him about a situation to work out some misunderstanding. Can you do that for me? Hello? Hey. Hey, look, I need... Just talk to me one more time.
So just so you get the idea what's going on. And then in another scene too, Travolta and his family, they getting evicted out of their house. Now, it's been said by the apostles they believe that John Travolta could possibly be an Israelite. It's possible. Who knows, right? Bring up one more. See if we can get another clip of this guy. That Good Morning America. Let's see if this is it. Let's see here.
How to escape the heat if you don't have an air conditioner.
All right, it'll be up in a second.
And stuffy room.
Singer, actor, and activist Harry Belafonte has passed away at the age of 96. He wanted to be remembered not just for his work as an artist, but as a champion of social justice. Perhaps best known for his iconic Banana Boat song. Harry Belafonte sang his way into the hearts of millions beginning in the 1940s, gaining the nickname King of Calypso for his take on traditional Caribbean folk music. His breakthrough album, the first full-length album to sell 1 million copies. But he was also a gifted actor, debuting on Broadway in 1953, winning a Tony for his very first performance. A few years later, becoming the first Black American to win an Emmy and to produce a TV show.
My life based upon how I survived the stings rather than the number of awards and accolades and praise that has come my way. I'm grateful.
Born in New York City in 1927 to immigrant parents, Belafonte spent much of his early life in Jamaica. Seeing his parents struggle left a lasting impression and fueled his passion for social justice.
Justice, simple, just justice. And I've felt that since the earliest days of my real understanding of what it meant to be poor. Poverty clarified that for me.
As one of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s closest confidants, he helped plan the March on Washington in 1963.
As artists and as human beings, we rejoice in the knowledge that human experience has no color.
And even into his 90s, the UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador continued to promote civil rights and peace, accepting this Lifetime Achievement Award to a thunderous applause.
I've just turned 90, and don't be too hasty. I have a few more left.
His album Calypso, released in 1956, was the first album by a single artist to sell 1 million copies. He leaves behind a wife, 4 children, and 8 grandchildren.
Well, hey there, GMA.
All right, you see it. Now, I got something interesting. I just looked up some additional research. It says early life, Belafonte was born Harold George Belafonte Jr. That was in New York, Harlem, New York, right? We go down further. His mother was the child of a Scottish Jamaican mother and an Afro-Jamaican father, and his father was a child of an Afro-Jamaican mother and a Dutch Jewish father of Sephardic Jewish descent. Harry Jr. was raised Catholic and attended parochial school at St. Charles Borromeo. So let's see. Wait a minute now. So his grandfather on his father's side. Let's see. So hey, you know, I still believe he was a Jake, but you know, you just never know, man. You never know, right? So he actually wasn't born in the islands. I got that part wrong. He wasn't born in the islands, but also too, he died from congestive heart failure. So you got Pele dying from colon cancer. Belafonte passed away from congestive heart failure, and I believe Tina Turner died from kidney problems, and also, yeah, possible. It's possible, bro. But like we've been saying for a long time, a lot of people, when you look at those white men that gravitate towards those black ladies, a lot of time it be because they Israelites themselves and they don't know it. They just doing what feels natural. You know what I mean? Just like you have those white girls that gravitate towards Jake. You know, not every time, but a lot of times, like when you look at Robert De Niro, but with the men, but with the women, a lot of times those white women they just get along with our people better. It's because they are us. They just don't know it, and they're just doing what feels natural. They may even say, it just feel more natural being around black people because deep down they're us. So you never know. You know what I mean? You never know. Um, let's go ahead and look at first we're gonna look at the curses. Let's do that. Oh, before we look at the curses, let's get this in First John 2:15 because we can't forget. Wow, a lot of the celebrities we can, we kind of identify with, like somebody like Pele. He was a humble dude. Pele was a humble dude, and we might appreciate them, doing what they do. But at the end of the day, they're of the world. First John 2:15, it says, hold on here. Make sure I'm sharing that. All right, First John 2:15, it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. And you heard Belafonte say what? That human beings don't have a color, some shit like that in his civil rights speech. But that shit ain't true. Human beings do have color. Shit, we got nationality. That's really what we got. That's what separates us. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And these were all, rich people, wealthy. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of my Father, excuse me, abideth forever. So those of us that's doing the will of the Most High, that's where it's at. It ain't with these worldly possessions. While they may have, had a little bit of success on this side, still you still wind up checking out. So let's go back over here. And I'm gonna go back to my history. And let's get on Tina Turner now. We're gonna transition to Tina Turner. Just give me a second here. Go to my history, doggone it. All right, maybe better like this. And like I said, whenever I do these lessons, many, different lessons, sometimes we have to watch a lot of videos and do research and do other stuff before we can do a lesson. Just like I got several videos, several lessons that are in the works right now, but I had to do a lot of research, you know what I mean, before we can actually do those lessons to make it more complete. So let's watch this first one. This is Tina Turner Dead at 83 from Entertainment Tonight. We'll watch that one. Let's mute this for the commercial. All right, here we go.
What's love got to do with it?
I think when I look back over my life, I've lived a quite positive life.
Tina Turner had an ageless spirit, and it was a joy to spend time with her. The singer was almost 70 when she invited E.T. to this private rock concert in 2008. During our 3.5-hour visit, she never slowed down.
How do you stay so hip? I mean, you are so down with it.
Am I really hip?
You are. Are you kidding me right now?
Oh.
Those girls on stage backing you up have a whole hard time holding a candle.
I know what you're telling me. You're saying to me, you're 70 years old. That's what you want to say, isn't it?
But
Yeah.
you're down with it.
Next year, I am. I'm 70 years old. I just have energy. I do nothing. I've never done drugs. A little wine
and champagne on off days, not even now off
Yeah.
days, but no, I just don't need this. I was born with this. I've got fans way back from the Ike and Tina days, so they were going to be the 70-year-olds and down. So we arranged an intermission for them so they can take a little break and go in the fan and have some water. There we're rolling.
Tina's career started with her first husband in the Ike and Tina Turner Revue in the 60s. Years later, Tina revealed that Ike's abuse nearly cost her her life. It played out on the big screen in the movie about Tina's life, 1993's What's Love Got to Do with It, starring Angela Bassett.
I'm Tina Turner. My husband and I just had a fight. I'm supposed to open at the Academy tonight. I have 36 cents and a mobile car. But if you would give me a room, I swear I will pay you back.
It was always a black eye, a broken nose, a busted lip. I was totally finished with the life, and it was just a matter of cleaning, just of leaving.
Tina left Ike. She was broke and turned to cleaning friends' homes.
They didn't like this. Oh, Tina, how can you? I was pleased. I was happy. I needed to earn my way.
At 44, she released her biggest solo hit and her career skyrocketed, selling more than 200 million records.
It was 1977 when I left Ike Turner. My life has progressively climbed and became better and better and better. I have no reason to think about this man, not even on stage. The arrangements are mine. The musicians play as I want them to play. My stage performances are as I want them to be now, not as how Ike would have wanted. I have gone on with my new life, and it's wonderful.
That new life included a pregame Super Bowl performance in 2000. E.T. was there at rehearsal on the field and at her side on game day.
How did it go out there?
Oh, wonderful.
Boy, you made me forget there's a football game there.
Well, you can't forget that.
E.T. interviewed Tina 33 times over the decades, the first in 1981.
It's fantastic to still be here and to do it.
And while her look evolved, Tina's passion for rock and roll never wavered.
I just feel like, well, finally, my style has caught up with itself because I was obviously ahead of my own time.
You're simply the best.
In 2008, Tina launched her 50th anniversary tour. It would be her 9th solo concert tour.
When it's easy to sing, of course, it's fun. But the hard part is weaving in something different, but yet still giving them the songs that they want to hear and that kind of performance.
In 2013, she married German music executive Erwin Bach, 17 years her junior.
I found him quite attractive, and I made it known to him. And
The couple lived in Switzerland, and Tina never looked back.
being happy. That's what I am. I'm a happy person these days.
And the show goes away. What's the next chapter to be written for Tina Turner?
Well, that's interesting. I think I'll probably live to be 100. Someone said once, she's got a fire in her stomach and it'll never go out. I start to think about that. He's probably right. I just have energy. I was born with this.
Yeah, I wanted to leave that up. And now growing up, parents and stuff, you hear the songs back in the 80s, she was a big hit, right? Especially after that movie came out, What's Love Got to Do with It? If you listen to the words and that shit, What's Love Got to Do with It? They used her for feminism. They pushed that shit, and that's why all these damn devils love her. That's part of the reason why they loved her so much, because they used her. They used that image of the black woman leaving the evil black man behind. He was beating on her. He was abusing her, this, that, and the other. And look, she became a success. And then look, she married a damn devil. That's the shit that burns you up. But even on stage, she did not very feminine. It's kind of on the masculine tip. And then that atrocious hair, I never liked it. Never liked it. Now we're going to get another one. Because you got to think, going back, Ike Turner was the one that helped her get her star. When you watch that movie, What's Love Got to Do with It movie, you should go and watch it. This shit gonna piss you off. But they made Ike Turner look like the most evil person. You know what I mean? Made him look like a demon, basically. And that dude, shit, he was just like they did with Michael Jackson dad. Michael Jackson dad wouldn't have if Michael Jackson's father wouldn't have been there, he would never been a success. Little badass. That's what these devils do though. They sow discord in families. I'm trying to remember which one of these movies. I mean, which one of these clips I watched. I think I watched another one. Gave some of the details about her health. Just hold on here before we'll watch one or two more, and then we'll just go right into the scriptures, and then after that we'll leave off. You know, we'll end the show. Just hold on here. Come on, commercials. Yeah, they use her. A lot of the female celebrities look up to her. When you look at people like Beyonce and them, that's that image they come across with. It, you know, all that bullshit. Oh, powerful, strong black women don't need the black man. Yep, that's what the brother said. I ain't gonna read it, but y'all can read it. Yeah, and in the movie it showed you that she converted to Buddhism at a, she turned into a Buddhist. See, a lot of times, Jake, when they be being wicked, when they wicked like that and they want to break away and start doing new shit, when they traditionally around the Israelite man, he ain't gonna stand for all that bullshit, that Buddhism bullshit and that free spirit shit. This is what our people do when they want to break away. Because Michael Jackson did the same shit. He wanted to be more of a free spirit, and Joe Jackson was keeping his little badass in check. So what did the world do? They painted Joe Jackson as the bad guy, you know. But shit, Joe Jackson had all them damn kids, and almost all of them was famous. And without his tutelage, they would have never made it. Same thing with when Ike Turner was the one that found Tina Turner. If what they show in the movie is correct, but see, he was trying to keep her ass in check, and then she was, running wild or trying to get a little wild. And but as always, the so-called white man gonna come in between. He's gonna give you a way you can get away from your husband. Done that shit so many times. Judge Joe Brown exposed Tina as a gorilla pimp back in the day. She she definitely was a hardcore feminist that Esau used. And see, Esau, you can marry him and do all that. He ain't gonna care. And then they lived over there in Switzerland. And at the time of her death, she was worth $250 million. I want to read this brother's scripture right here. Nathanael Burhanu. I don't know if I'm saying your name right, bro. Mark 8:36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? And just like with Harry Belafonte and who else we've been talking about? Harry Belafonte and Pele, they were people of the world. See, they ain't gonna be in the first resurrection. When the Savior come back, they ain't gonna be in the chairs. You ain't gonna see Tina Turner and Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson and Prince and Harry Belafonte and Pele and Jim Brown in the chairs when you go there. If you make it, they ain't gonna be there. They spirits in the kingdom, they already in the spiritual realm, and they're gonna have to be reborn as kids in the kingdom. They ain't gonna make it in the first go around. They belong to the world. And Michael Jackson was doing a lot of Islam shit, but he wasn't raised like that. You know what I mean? He did have the Nation of Islam with him, though. Let's go ahead and play this video. This is another one. This was entitled Remembering Tina Turner, Her Final Moments and Hollywood Secrets. And she was big in Hollywood. Right? Here we go.
Death is not a problem for me. I don't really mind leaving.
That's Tina Turner in 2018, already admitting at the time she was at peace. But tributes continue to pour in as those who knew her best are remembering the legend.
She was really sick and not wanting people to know about it. But, she had her dialysis machine in her house, and that's how she was doing it.
Tina's close friend Cher suggested her death was related to kidney disease. And just 2 months ago, the 83-year-old made this grim post saying, "My kidneys are victims of my not realizing that my high blood pressure should have been treated with conventional medicine. I have put myself in great danger." After a long illness, Tina passed away peacefully at her $76 million Swiss home purchased less than 2 years ago.
$76 million house purchased less than 2 years ago, right? Still living good.
But Tina looked to be in good health in 2021 for what would be her last public appearance during this taped Rock and Roll Hall of Fame acceptance speech.
Yeah, this is mine. Only, I don't care if you know.
Back in 2017, Tina's husband, Irvin Bach, donated one of his own kidneys to save her life.
He came to me and said, I can give you one of my kidneys. I said, oh, you're young. I'm already older. It's okay.
Her husband, Irvin Bach, is the most extraordinary person. He literally willed her to live.
See that? Whenever you see Oprah and Gayle King bigging you up, you know you wicked, because they fucking wicked. And they love that shit. You married a white dude, it was right there at the damn funeral. See that shit? That's the shit that burned me up. Let's play it again.
Is the most extraordinary person. He literally willed her to live.
So Oprah gonna give the credit for her, you know, her living to the white dude. He's the most incredible person. He willed her to live. No, you don't live according to somebody giving you a kidney. You live according to whether the Lord wanted you to live or not. All that talent, everything that she was, come from the Israelites, but yet you gonna give the credit to the devil.
Young, I'm already older. It's okay.
Her husband, Irvin Bach, is the most extraordinary person. He literally willed her to live.
This morning, Oprah shared her memories alongside Gayle King while on vacation in Italy.
She's been through one health crisis after another.
You guys know she had a stroke, she had cancer. I mean, and she kept coming back.
She had back surgery just recently in February.
Beyonce, who performed with Tina at the 2008 Grammys, said, quote, "My beloved queen, I'm so grateful for all the ways you have paved the way." Angela Bassett earned her first Oscar nomination in 1994 for her portrayal of Tina in What's Love Got to Do with It? She tells E.T., quote, "Her final words to me, for me, were, you never mimic me. Instead, you reached deep into your soul, found your inner Tina, and showed her to the world."
It was the hardest role I ever had to play. I had to dig deep into my spiritual core to show up and be there 100% every day.
E.T. was on set of the critically acclaimed biopic, and this is the exact moment Tina first met Angela on set.
I never wore that. Oh, great. When I met Angela, she looked nothing like me, but she was likable. I liked her immediately. And that was important to me.
In 1985, E.T. was behind the scenes leading up to Tina's electrifying Live Aid performance with Mick Jagger.
Looks like you have some pretty fun companionship up there on stage.
It seems like it, doesn't it? I made some good choices in the last few years.
Yeah, I've played with, we've been friends for like, I don't want to tell you how long.
Today, the Rolling Stones frontman posted this rare behind-the-scenes footage of them backstage together in 1969 and said, quote, "She helped me so much when I was young, and I will never forget her." Of course, Tina's legacy in music lives on, and it's no surprise that her songs have spiked in streaming and sales.
Ooh, the anger. Anyway, let's keep it moving. So anyway, she died. She had kidney problems and high blood pressure. So that's Harry Belafonte, congestive heart failure, Pele, colon cancer, and then you had Tina Turner that perished from blood, what was it? High blood pressure and kidney problems, right? So let's go to Deuteronomy again, 28. Do a little bit of reading here. And get ready to close out the lesson, because the point is made. Deuteronomy 28:15, it says right here, the consequences of disobedience. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And we know that the curses did fall upon the Israelites, because when you go to Daniel 9, the Edomites will try to tell you that the Israelites, some type of way, they didn't go under the curses. Well, yeah, they did. And the exile from the Holy Land is one of the main curses. Daniel 9 and 11, yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. What was that curse? All the curses from Deuteronomy is in the law. And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem. As it is written in the law of Moses. Where read in the law of Moses? Deuteronomy 28:15 on down. All this evil is come upon us, yet made we not our prayer before the Lord our power, that we might turn from our iniquities and understand thy truth. And even when you go to Baruch 1 and 19, starting at 1 and 19, it also says something very similar to this. So even in the Apocrypha, it mentions the curses. And I may actually have to go pull it up. Let me just go and pull it up to prove that. Just hold on right here. Let's go over here and read this. This is going to be Baruch. All right, so let's go to the book of Baruch in chapter 1, verse 19. Since the day that the Lord brought our forefathers out of the land of Egypt, unto this present day we have been disobedient unto the Lord our power, and we have been negligent in not hearing his voice. We didn't listen to the Lord. Wherefore, for that reason, the evils cleaved unto us, and the curse which the Lord appointed by Moses his servant at the time that he brought our fathers out of the land of Egypt, to give us a land that floweth with milk and honey, like as it is to see this day. Nevertheless, we have not hearkened unto the voice of the Lord our God, according unto all the prophets of Salakia, according to all the words of the prophets, whom he sent unto us. But every man followed the imagination of his own wicked heart, to serve strange gods, and to do evil in the sight of the Lord our power. Go to the next chapter, chapter 2, Baruch 2, from 1. Therefore the Lord hath made good his word, which he pronounced against us and against our judges that judged Israel, and against our kings and against our princes and against the men of Israel and Judah, all 12 of the tribes, to bring upon us great plagues, such as never happened under the whole heaven, as it came to pass in Jerusalem, according to the things which were written, according to the things that were written in the law of Moses, that a man should eat the flesh of his own son and the flesh of his own daughter. When did that happen? In the siege of Jerusalem. Moreover, on top of that, he had delivered them to be in subjection to all the kingdoms that are round about us, to be as a reproach and a desolation among all the people round about, where the Lord has scattered them. That's how you got your man Pele all the way down there in Brazil. See, Israelites all over the earth. That's also getting in. The Christians will say, well, Jesus never talked about the curses. Yes, he did. The Savior, whose name is not Jesus, but Yahweh did talk about the curses. He talked about us being scattered into all nations. If we go there now, Luke 21. You ain't ready for this, Esau. Luke 21 and verse 24. I'll start at 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. Right? But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people, which were the Israelites. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. What? That's two curses. led away captive and scattered in all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So yeah, the Savior did talk about the curses. He spoke on our scattering and our going into captivity. Let's bring them up now. Deuteronomy 28. Let's go to 48 to get the captivity. Let's get the captivity. Deuteronomy 28, 40. We'll jump around, but we'll go to 48 first. It said, therefore shall thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. There you go. That's captivity. Let's get the scattering. We read it earlier. Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth, even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods. Did not Tina Turner convert to Buddhism? Yep. Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. If I had to guess, your man Pele was probably a Roman Catholic, because that's the predominant religion down there in Brazil. And Harry Belafonte was also probably a Catholic or some form of Christian. You see, so you serving those other gods in captivity. Now going back to their health, I'm gonna mention it again. Harry Belafonte, congestive heart failure; Pele, colon cancer; Tina Turner, kidney disease, and I forgot what else they said, but it doesn't matter. Oh, high blood pressure. Deuteronomy 28:59, it says 58. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord, what's the Lord say? Yahweh, thy God. Then Yahweh will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sicknesses, and of long continuance. Moreover, on top of that, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, then will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. See that? So all those diseases, those different plagues came on us. And not every brother and every sister gonna have every disease. Neither is every curse gonna be on every tribe. But collectively, they're on us as a people. See? And why did the Lord do it? He did it for a sign and for a wonder right here. Deuteronomy 28:55. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Now, somebody may say, well, shit, you just saying because they died with diseases that they make them Israelites? No, never said that. We said that the curses are a key element in identifying who they are, but you also have to put into effect the talent, the salt, and the flavor that they came with. That ability is only given to Israelites. So you add that together, and then the fact that, them moving the world the way they did, that is what you look at all together. You have to take it all together. This is GMS Amawana Abad, Baruch 3:8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. Hear, Israel, the commandments of life. Give ear to understand wisdom. Oh, whoa, wisdom. Hold on. You a coward, brother. How happeneth it, Israel, that thou art in thine enemy's land, that thou art waxing old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead? Right. We still ain't home yet. We are still not home yet. Now I want to get here the completion of it, because the curse is going to be on us forever. We can close that out until the Lord comes and takes the curses off. All that shit about you can defeat the curses, or you can go back to the Holy Land and be over there waiting. No, that's never going to happen. The Lord is going to come and literally take us home. Revelation 22:1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of the Most High and the Lamb. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And there shall be no more curse. This doesn't happen until the Savior comes. When the new covenant comes, we get the new bodies. All those things that we suffer, them diseases, are going to be all left here. We're not going to suffer that anymore. There should be no more curse, but the throne of the Most High and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him. Philippians 3, is it 10, somewhere around? Philippians 3, and we'll start at we'll start at 20. For our conversation is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Savior, the Lord Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself. And this change will occur at the second coming of the Lord, when the elect is beamed up into the chariots. Now, oddly enough, the elder brother from GMS Vegas had a dream, and he just did a video about it earlier today. And he said in the dream, he saw the chariots came down and real close, and he said that people was getting annihilated. And I'm just paraphrasing what he said. People were getting annihilated. He said, I think he said a beam came out and they got disintegrated. And then he said when the chariot came, one came over him, he said a blue beam came out. And he said he was afraid, he thought he was going to be destroyed, but he said when the beam hit him, then he felt himself. What did he say? He said that all the stress, and like I said, I'm not saying exactly how he said it, but basically he said he didn't feel any of those negative feelings. He didn't feel anything. He said he felt completely different. So obviously he was changed. Then he said, and then he started feeling himself lifting up off his feet. And before he got into the chariot, he said he woke up. So, and then Apostle Gabar did a follow-up to his lesson. So that's a great, great dream. And we got a lot to look forward to. So these little people that have been famous in this life, they're not going to be famous in the next life. As a matter of fact, I think the elder brother Kazak, he had a dream a while back. He did a video on it. I think he said that I don't know if he said he saw Michael Jordan or something in the spiritual world. And he said he wasn't important there, something like that. I can't remember. Maybe he'll, redo a video or whatever. But yeah, brothers be having dreams, and different things be coming up in them dreams, and it be very fascinating. This is a Zonomoth, Psalms 137:3. It says, and it's talking about in Babylon. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of those songs of Zion. And really, Tina Turner, Harry Belafonte, it was just entertainment, for the so-called white man. That's all. Yeah, okay. The elder brother said, yeah, Michael Jordan was basically a nobody. That was fire. We love hearing them dreams. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? So these people, require of us mirth. That's why we say people like Lil Duval talking the shit he talking. He's just a court jester, man. That dude ain't on no level. This is a Zonomoth. 1 Corinthians 15:51. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. And Christianity don't tell you about that. Even the other Israelite groups don't really talk about that. Us being changed into new bodies, the elect being saved. They mention the kingdom, but they don't go into it. They ain't got the mysteries though. Verse 52, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. You're going to get them new bodies, man. See that? Yeah, so the elder Kazak, I didn't know he was still in here. He said Michael Jordan was basically a nobody. He said we were walking around in his mansion, and he wanted to serve us. Made sure we were accommodated with whatever we wanted. See? Man. So, that's it. That's it. So we got, like I said, we got a lot to look forward to. The water to all the brothers that put scriptures up that I didn't get a chance to read. And shit, man. When you see these celebrities, that whole thing with Tina Turner is vexing because she was the face of feminism, right? She was people, that song, if you listen to that song, that what's love got to do with it? Hate that shit, man. I hate it because there's deeper meanings to songs. Just like we don't need another hero. Listen to it. We don't need another hero. If she made that song for the movie Mad Max and Thunderdome, but you know how Esau do. He have you make a song and really be a deeper meaning to it. You don't need another. Yeah, we do. We do need a hero, and his name is Yahweh Shai. He's gonna come and save us out of this place, out of this blood clot place. So to water everybody for listening, that's it right there. I ain't gonna extend it. You know what I mean? And the water to all you brothers and sisters for coming and listening, and you brothers for putting your scriptures up. Thankfully, I'm off tomorrow because of so-called world holiday. I don't give a damn. Just glad to be off. And look forward to doing more lessons. All right. So this has been Stars Falling, Tina Turner, Pele, and Harry Belafonte. Lord willing, it was edifying. See you again soon. Lord willing, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. All right. Shalom.